Hey there, it's Jenny, and I am here with a project that I recently started, which is this Mochi Things notebook. And I have pulled out of my stash some items that I got from a cherry on top that I'm going to use for this summer swimming layout. So you saw some pattern paper, some die cuts, some stickers, and I'm really looking forward to doing a summer swimming layout, my third in this notebook. Now you can see the last page. I measured all of the boxes and then wrote in pencil on that page the sizes so I wouldn't have to measure every single time. Now I printed the photos on my Epson PictureMate printer, and I used PicFrame app to create the photo collages. All of the photos are 2x4, and that is a great size to start with for these particular photo boxes. I'll trim them down to fit exactly based on where I want the photos to go, because I haven't been doing that, meaning I haven't been deciding which photo would go where before I started creating. So I just print them to 2x4 and then trim them down as I see fit. And so far, 3 layouts in, it's been working great for me. Now, I will say that I'm so excited about this project, which is why I decided to do a process video for you today, because I think it's really fun and I think that I love it for a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons is that it's just really eclectic. I get to use stash items. I mean, really, you need like 3 tiny little things. You can use stamps, you can use die cuts. I mean, all of the stuff. I figure when this notebook starts getting a little bit too thick for that spiral, I will remove it and I will use my cinch products to make it a little bit thicker. I think it's going to be just absolutely perfect, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. I am adhering down the photos after I trim them to the sizes based on the measurements. And I just wanted the photos to be spread throughout the layout in a pleasing fashion. Like I just wanted them to be scattered, not clustered in any one area. But I can see lots of different possibilities for layouts and things like that. But this is how I wanted to start for this particular one, which was one particular day of swimming for my sons and my dogs, and I thought would be really fun to document. I was looking for a new project. I really, at this point, for memory keeping, am using Traveler's Notebook layouts and I'm using my memory planner. Both are fantastic. I love both. I don't plan on stopping either. However, I wanted something where I could include maybe more photos and it feel a little bit more, I guess, maybe fun. And then that's where this project was born. You can see there are lots and lots of spots. I could include as many photos as I want, and here I was able to include 6, and anything goes. This is a spiral notebook. It's not precious. And so I love that too, that I can really feel compelled to document anything and everything as much as I humanly want to in one layout. I think that's magnificent. So now I'm going to start embellishing. First, I'm adding stickers. So you've got the couple of strip stickers, including the one on the photo, which I always love, and then that little frame that is going around that one box. Now you can see a little bit of the edge, but don't worry, we'll take care of that after a bit. Now this is the sheet from this package of 49 and Market rub-ons that I'm always really drawn to and not exactly sure how to use it. So today I decided, you know what, let's add some strips of this and then layer a die cut or sticker on top of it. So that's what I've done. I've trimmed out the washi or the rub-on little strips, and I'm going to add it to that center box, that center vertical box right there, and make 2 different sections. Couldn't find the rub-on tool. It's cool. The edge of my ruler works great. It actually really does. It's kind of got like a little rounded half moon slash circle. It works really, really well. So I'm just going to add those rub-ons and then add the stickers, and it ends up looking like pattern paper behind it, which is very cool because obviously the design and the colors are very, very great, and I love that a lot. So yeah, I'm really excited about being able to add that element. And again, all of the stickers, the die cuts, the rub-ons are going to be perfect in this book. I will probably use dimensional items in this book, which is unlike my memory planner that I try very hard not to use dimensional items because I don't want my memory planner to get too thick. However, with that said, this book I don't care. I can add a big coil to it. I can stop, I don't have to add all the pages. I can do whatever I want with this because again, it's a spiral notebook. I love the freedom in that. Like it just anything goes basically is what it feels like. So that's really, really exciting to me. So I've added a little bit of pattern paper, the Alta Nu. I wanted to have the white with the little pink dots there because I wanted it to not be quite as saturated. I wanted it to feel a little bit more airy. Now I'm going to add this summer die cut. That's where that little white space was. Remember that I told you not to worry about? I covered it up with that summer die cut. And I love it. I love that in between. Again, that's one of the things that like you see the boxes and absolutely let's go with those boxes because they're awesome. But there's also space in between the boxes. So it really lends itself for sort of making things work again the way that you want them to, making the boxes a little bit bigger, making them a little bit smaller by covering them up, adding strips in between, adding words or text or journaling or all kinds of things. Like it's just really very exciting the amount of possibilities in one little predetermined book. And then also you don't have to think. You can just use the boxes and go on, which is what I'm kind of doing here at first is just using it the way that it's set up so that I can get a really good strong handle on how I feel about it, and then I can start thinking outside the box, which is very exciting too. Now I've got a couple of little spots I want to add embellishments to because the last two big spaces I want to add journaling and I want to add a title. And so now I have a couple more small spaces that I want to add, like that little beach ball. How perfect is it since it's a pool day? I think it's amazing. And then over on the left-hand side, I'll figure out what die cut I want to go there. Also, I just need to sort through them, see what I have, see what works, and what I would like to use. Now down at the bottom, again, I added that little die cut. I didn't want to add pattern paper behind it because I didn't want to make it too busy. I feel like because the scale of this is so small and there's so many photos, that's definitely something that's possible. So it's important for me to keep in mind not being too busy. Now I'm going to add my title and I'm going to use these Sizzix Tim Holtz dies, and this package is epic. There are like 80 dies included, and so that means multiples of certain or certain letters, which is great because you can spell out an entire word at one time. I love it. I am using the world's oldest sidekick. No, seriously, I think this was like the first sidekick that was released. I'm not joking, in like 2005 or something. But it still works, so why not use it, right? So I'm just using some adapters and these long plates that are in my stash, and yeah, I'm just going to run this through my machine. I'm just spelling out pool day with the dies. They're so stinking cute. My paper is 2 inches wide, so you can see that these alphabet, it's about a half an inch, maybe a little bit bigger. It definitely says on the package. I just don't remember off the top of my head. See that old red Sizzix? Anybody else have one? Remember those? Yeah, so I've had it forever, but it still does the job, so I'm just going to keep hanging on to it and keep using it. So I used that pale pink cardstock to spell out pool day, and then we're going to go ahead and adhere it to the layout. I'm loving the font. The font is absolutely perfect, and the size is just so great with this particular notebook because I could have added obviously far more characters to this had I had a longer title and had plenty of room, and yet it blends in nicely but it's not noticeable either. So I love it. I'm going to use the Sizzix, this little glue, not Sizzix, I'm sorry, Zig glue pen. This isn't like the super fine point one. It's got sort of like the paint pen tip, and just add the adhesive to the back right there and glue it down. I love how this is just sort of seamless. It fits in and it feels really natural to have a title like this right there on this page. Now, obviously, I still need to choose an embellishment for the left-hand side, and I also need to include my journaling, which I will type out on the computer and then print out on clear sticker paper. But I also want to find a little embellishment that works right there with that title that just looks really fun and then size-wise works too. I loved the sunglasses, but they were just a smooch too big, and I didn't want to move, or I didn't want to redo my journal or my title to make it fit better. So now that little palm frond fits so well right there with my pool day. And then you can see I just used a scrap of clear sticker paper that I washi taped on top of my printer paper to add my journaling to the layout right there, and it fits perfectly. I use 2 columns on my, I use a Mac, and so it's pages, but if you use Word or something like that. Now I decided that I don't want the pattern paper here, so I'm going to pull that off, but we are finished. That's the whole layout. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by and watching. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I will link everything up for you down below. Thanks so much, and make it a great day.